And given the news of the day, we thought it appropriate that we invite Chief Executive Officer Jim Pohlad to discuss the news of the day, the dismissal of Terry Ryan. And Jim, I know that this was a very difficult decision for you to make, apparently one that you made a couple of weeks ago. If you could, let us know what your factors were that led you to make this decision.
Well, I mean, it was a difficult decision, like you said, and on all levels, because Terry is such a great guy and everybody loves him. You know, after a while, you just got to kind of say, okay, maybe it's time for a change now, and we need to look at our organization and see what we can do better, and probably change a lot of things. And you know, we thought it's best to start with the change at the top.
Jim, is it a case where, you know, obviously everybody that knew Terry respected Terry, and I know you did also, you know, all the years that you were running this ball club, Terry basically was your GM. Is it a case where you are looking down the road? I know that you've announced that Rob Antony is your interim general manager, but the process, can you talk a little bit about the process that you're going to be going through in determining who will really take over for next year?
Yes, I can. I mean, we wanted today to be about Terry, so we haven't talked about that a lot, but I know people are interested about that. They'll be hearing a lot about it. I can tell anybody that's listening that we've not begun a process yet. We have no identified successor standing by ready. We will get on it very quickly here, and we will not, you know, waste our time. We'll try to make it as expedient as possible because it's best for everybody, for the organization, and for next year.
Will Rob Antony be a candidate as the current interim general manager for the job permanently?
I would certainly think there could be a number of internal candidates, and we have not committed to being exclusively internal or exclusively external. We'll probably have both types of candidates.
Jim, when you look back at Terry, what is the thing that you'll think about most in kind of his legacy working under you?
Well, I mean, Terry, clearly his love of the game, his love of the organization, his loyalty to the organization, his people. You know, he's just mentored and brought so many people along in their career, and his status within baseball is almost legendary.
And I think those of us who've gotten to know him over the years, and even the casual fans throughout Twins territory, have a great deal of respect for him. And with that in mind, how has he taken the news that he will not be the general manager any longer?
Well, I mean, I want to say he's been very professional about it. But, I mean, he's disappointed, really. I'm sure he's disappointed. He's disappointed that the season hasn't turned out well, although that's not really, this particular season's not, you know, it's not punishment for that or anything like that. But so I would say generally disappointed. I don't know for sure, but I do not believe that he intends to get out of baseball.
I guess one of the tougher questions I have for you, Jim, is, you know, you were part of the baseball scene when your father owned the team, and you know, we were lucky enough, I was part of it, but all of us feel lucky enough to have been through a couple world championship teams when your father was running and operating the team. Now you've got a tougher challenge. I think these days are tougher than they even were back then, and you know, I guess I don't really have a question, but just more of a comment about finding a way to win in this day and age.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, you know, say things have changed and all that in the game and that Terry is not in tune with that, because I don't mean that at all. I mean, I'm 63 years old. It's hard for me to change right now. And this is hard, just making this change. But, I mean, things are differently. There's a whole bunch different crop and profile of people involved in front offices. And then there's still a lot of the Terrys of the world. They're still there. I'm not positive. We don't have a preconceived notion, you know, we're going to get some young person and all that. There's nothing like that and in play here. We're just going to hopefully look at a lot of different types of candidates and search for somebody that we really believe can help improve our organization. And it's a sad time, but I'm excited and optimistic about the future.
And there is ball forward to Robbie Grossman. Well, Jim, we thank you for the time. We know that this has been a very difficult season, and within that, some days have been more difficult than others. And I think I know you a little bit, and I know Terry a little bit. I'm guessing that day, a couple weeks ago, whenever it was, that you let him know, it might have been the most difficult day of the season for each of you.
Oh, for sure, by far, yes. Most difficult time in a long time, period. So. Anyway, I mean, we're past it, and it all has to be absorbed by everybody, and we just want to move forward as quickly as possible.
Jim, we thank you for the time. We'll see if the Twins can pick up a few wins here on this road trip and continue their better play as of late. We thank you for the time.
Thank you, Jim.
We hope they do. Thank you, guys. See you. Bye.